What's up, everyone? This week we welcome you to episode 13 of the weekly patch notes. I am your host, Kid Kojo. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, starting with Thamziri, a YouTuber and content creator. Catch him on his YouTube channel at Thamziri for his personal gaming content. What's up, Tommy?
Yo, what's good, King? Hope you're good, man.
I'm chilling. And next we have Max, a millennial gamer with takes so ridiculous that you have to hear them to believe them. What's up, Max?
Yellow.
As always, our social media handles and links are in the description, so don't worry about missing out on any info. Alongside those are links to any articles or information with relevancy. With all that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow X to skip. Any and all support is welcome. Now, let's get into some gaming tidbits. But before we do, any announcements? Adam?
Yes. I've got quite a few.
Take us away then.
All right, so I wanted to give an update on Twitter Blue from the news from last week, since things are much clearer now that we're in April. So legacy accounts aren't gone. It's just profile wording has just been updated to hide who pays and who is a legacy account. So basically, in the past, it was going to be only Twitter Blue accounts available. Now, its legacy accounts are still there, but when you click somebody's profile to look at the description of their name, now you don't know who's paying for Twitter Blue, and now you don't know who is a legacy account. So it's kind of like they're trying to protect the Twitter Blue users because, you know, these guys were being ridiculed for actually paying for Twitter. Now you can't really distinguish unless it's maybe somebody you've known for a while and be like, yeah, this is a legacy account, so on and so forth. And then also, businesses have to pay for their badges. Businesses have to pay $1,000 a month for that badge, and legacy business Twitter profiles don't need to pay. It's only new business profiles. So like your Forbes, your CNN, or Fox News, or other businesses which have been around for a while, they don't need to pay for their badges, even though they could more than afford it. If you create a business now, your business is going to have to be paying $1,000 per month to be able to have a badge, which is backwards, but whatever. Then the other thing I want to mention is the Mario movie is out. Has it come out in you guys' selected regions and area? And if it has, are you guys interested in watching it?
Yeah, so it did come out. No, actually, I think it's coming out on the... it came out last week. So we actually, we being myself and my roommate, wanted to actually go check it out. So probably will next week.
All right, Kojo, how do you feel about it?
I don't have the funds to do so I'm not going to go watch it.
Yes, but funds aside, is it something that interests you, or you're just like, yeah, Mario, whatever?
It's a video game adaptation, so I'm interested in those, but I think if this is one, I'll just wait until it ends up on TV.
Or illegal pirating, you know? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. One Piece.
Yeah, no, I'm good. But yeah, is that it for your admin?
And then the last thing is, so there will be a live action Minecraft movie starring Jason Momoa scheduled for a 2025 release. Does that sound interesting to you guys?
Not at all, bro.
Yes.
When I saw that, I laughed because I'm like, they are just making any game into movies now. But I mean, once upon a time, we laughed at the idea of an Angry Bird movie, and that turned out to be alright, at least the first movie. So who knows? Maybe a Minecraft movie can work. But yeah, that's all announcements and tidbits from me.
All right. Well, adding on to that, I think the Five Nights at Freddy's movie has started filming. Or it's been filming and it's about to end. One of the two. But seeing as you brought up the Minecraft movie, yeah.
I think it's wrapped up and it will be releasing like later this year, like September or something like. No, in time for Halloween. That's what it was.
Yeah. But yeah, Tommy, any admin?
Nah, nothing from my side, bro.
All right, then. With that being said, Max, what's up in the gaming world with the gaming news?
All right. So after the release of RE4 Remake, the voice actor of Ada Wong, Lily Gao, if I'm not butchering her name, deleted almost all of her Instagram posts and disabled comments due to backlash on her performance as Ada in the game. Aggrieved fans jumped onto her IG to complain about and insult her performance as the character. Whether people's assessment of her performance was right or wrong, this raises the question of, does toxic fandom have a place in critiquing? And then, in other news, the movie production company Legendary Entertainment has acquired the movie and TV rights to Street Fighter. And they have wasted no time in announcing a new live-action movie in the works, co-produced by them and Capcom. This will be an interesting one to check out because me personally, I don't believe fighting games lend themselves to a movie kind of situation. You've got too many characters in a fighting game. How do you choose who to focus on? How do you choose which characters are going to be in the movie and all of that stuff without, upsetting fans that their favorite character wasn't picked and stuff like that? But we'll see how it goes, especially since it's Legendary Entertainment. They've produced some good movies out there, or distributed. I don't think they produced them. Anyway, whatever. Moving on, the BAFTA Game Awards took place this week. For those not in the know, it's England's version of a Game Award. And in the event, the big winner of the award ceremony was Vampire Survivors, beating out Elden Ring and God of War Ragnarok to win Best Game. Whereas Ragnarok itself won the most awards for the event with a total of 5 awards. Otherwise, other notable winners were Elden Ring and Tunic. Then lastly, Phil Harrison, the man in charge of Google Stadia, has left Google. Normally, this wouldn't be newsworthy and I wouldn't mention it, but past projects this man has been involved with were the launch of the PS3, PlayStation Home, Atari SA, and Xbox One. Adding Google Stadia to the list, do you guys see a trend here? If you don't, God bless you.
Which I don't, nah.
Okay, I'll spell it out for you. All of those are projects which had botched launches. They didn't come out smoothly.
Okay.
Because everybody feels PlayStation 3 had a rough start to its life and it needed time to catch up to the Xbox 360. PlayStation Home failed. Atari SA failed. Xbox One was a rough launch and it basically effed everything up for that generation for Microsoft. And then Google Stadia, as we all know, is a dead project. So it'll be interesting to see what project this guy goes to next. And it probably will fail too, because I've noticed that a highlight in this guy's career is that he doesn't care for single player games. He's more focused on the multiplayer online experience. And that's the end of the gaming news.
Awesome. Tell me any gaming news related thing.
Neeks. Nothing.
Okay. I've got one thing, just one thing. Joseph Staten, sorry for butchering his name. He is the head of creative on Halo Infinite and the cinematic director on the first 3 Halo games. And I say is, but I should say was, because he no longer is. Bars. He left Microsoft and has left the Halo Infinite team. And this is what Microsoft said about the whole thing. We're grateful for Joseph's contributions to the Halo franchise and on Xbox as a whole. We wish him all the best in his new endeavor, in his new adventure. The typical speak that companies always say, oh, we wish him well, blah, 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 blah. And on Twitter, this is what Joseph said. Hey folks, I am indeed leaving Microsoft. I'll have more info to share soon, but for now, I'd just like to thank all my Xbox colleagues for all their adventure, for all their understanding and support as I embark on a new adventure. So he's been attached to the Halo franchise for a while. Like I said, he worked on Halo 1, 2, 3, and then he left Bungie for Microsoft, and then as a senior creative director, and then he came back to the Halo team in 2020. And now he's gone. And nobody knows. Well, not nobody knows, but is this going to have an effect on Halo Infinite? Is it because Halo Infinite might be going downhill? I don't know. That's up for you, people at home, to decide. But
personally, I don't think it's gonna make any difference because he already broke away from the Halo Infinite project when he was still under Microsoft. He went into, I believe, Microsoft Publishing, is it called, or Xbox Publishing? Yeah, Xbox Publishing. Was not anymore involved in Halo, so Halo was going on without him. So him just leaving Microsoft altogether, I don't think that would make any difference for Halo, personally.
All right, we'll see. But yeah, that is it for my side of the gaming news. So let us move on to the gaming corner, which is me. Let's start off with the gaming releases of the week. So first off, we have Creed Rise to Glory Championship Edition, which came out on the PSVR 2 on April 4th, 2023. We have a game called Grim Grimoire Once More, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and the Switch, released on April 4th, 2023. We have Hogwarts Legacy making its appearance on the last-gen consoles, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, released on April 4th, 2023. We have a game called Meet Your Maker, released on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, released on April 4th, 2023. And this game currently is sitting at a 75 on Metacritic. We have a game called Road 96 Mile Zero, released on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. We have a game called Batora Lost Haven, released on the Switch on April 6, 2023. We have a game called Curse of the Sea Rats, released on the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, released on April 6, 2023. We have Everspace 2, released on the PC on April 6, 2023. We have a game called Paparazzi, clever name, released on the Switch on April 6, 2023. And finally, we have EA Sports PGA Tour, released on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, released on April 7th, 2023. And that is it for the gaming news, the weekly releases.
I just want to comment on the Hogwarts Legacy releasing for last gen consoles, where I completely even forgot that game was supposed to come out for last gen, and it just has me reflecting. These guys should have pushed to release it on all platforms at the same time. Like, even delay Hogwarts Legacy if it means at least they can release it for all platforms. Put a delay and release a statement with it saying, we understand that everyone's excited to get their hands on this game, but we do feel it's important that all our fans and players get a chance to experience this game together as opposed to at different times. So we have decided to delay the game just so that we can fix the last gen stuff with la-di-da and everyone can enjoy it at the same time. Because I think it would have had a bigger impact on its release if also last gen people were involved, as opposed to now where it's like people have pretty much moved on from the game. Last gen people are still going to buy it, the ones who are adamant to experience it, but I think the numbers will be less than what it would have been had the game released all together on all platforms at one time. That's my take.
No, it makes sense. I hear you. But yeah, that is it for the gaming corner of my side. No real games to really focus on this week, or from my point of view. Any other gaming corner-ish news anybody wants to pull out?
Nah.
Okay, Maxwell. Alrighty then. Guys, we hope you're enjoying the show. A quick reminder to like, subscribe, and follow so we can get this show to more people. I'm your host, Kid Kojo, and with me are Maxwell and Thamziri. Let's keep this conversation going. Now, next up is Twitch, YouTube, and news. Tommy, let's start us off.
All right, so quite a big one. A lot of people, even in the Zeta community, are making this change. But headline: Moist Critical plans to follow Ninja's streaming strategy after his Twitch contract ends. Okay, so many of you probably know who Moist Critical is. Charles White is also another name of his, huge content creator. You can go check out a lot of his videos and all of the current, nerdy stuff that's going on. But anyways, so back in September, Twitch had announced their plans to split subscriptions, and so this would be split subscriptions with all the creators and doing it by 50-50, right? So this includes the preferred partners, some of whom enjoyed a nice 70-30 sub split, right? So on April 4th of this year, 2023, the site said it would begin testing sponsored streams where sponsors can pay streamers with gifted subscriptions. Now, given that Twitch is taking massive split from these profits, this latest change incited a slew of backlash against the platform, and it seems that Moist Critical is part of the whole entire thing. So Moist then says that he'll multi-stream, after his contract with Twitch ends, due to the big changes that they're going to bring. So in his previous streams, he had mentioned this, that he is likely going to broadcast to multiple platforms at once, avoiding exclusivity with Twitch once his contract ends as a result of the site's unpopular updates, saying, "I'm not going to be exclusive on Twitch once my contract runs out," he said. "I will absolutely multi-stream. There would literally be no reason to be exclusive on Twitch anymore, and I imagine the vast majority of people on Twitch will too." So
can I quickly ask a question?
Yeah. Go.
For people like me who don't really understand how Twitch operates, question I'm wondering is, you guys keep talking about Twitch contracts. What exactly is a Twitch contract? Is it like sometimes Twitch identifies certain creators where they want to lock them into a personalized agreement, or is it the minute you're a partner or something you get locked up into a contract? Because in past things you've mentioned many times about somebody's Twitch contract running out, so I'm wondering what exactly is a Twitch contract.
Sure. So essentially, when I'll start at like the base. Essentially, when you get affiliated with Twitch, right? Before confirming to be an affiliate, you have to go through like a whole, not really a screening process, but a briefing process, whereby they'll just give you the terms and conditions of being an affiliate. Now, like
how you become a partner on YouTube when you're monetizing.
Exactly.
Like there are certain things you have, certain conditions you have to meet, and then certain things you won't be able to do, like swearing or taking copyright material, blah blah blah, or you get demonetized.
Exactly. So the thing about Twitch, even on affiliate level, before you even reach partner level, they do have that clause that says you will exclusively stream on Twitch once you become an affiliate. Now, once you become a partner, they really enforce this. And what I mean by really is the level from affiliate to partner is so intensely huge that the amount of partners on Twitch, I would argue to say, are much more easier to pretty much monitor than affiliates. Affiliates, I swear, Twitch doesn't give a shit about. If you're an affiliate on Twitch, dude, you can still break some terms of service and get away with quite a lot of things, right? For example, when I was still streaming on Twitch, I would still play copyright music as an affiliate, and I would still get away with it. I wouldn't get copyright strikes, nothing, right? But partners can literally get banned live if they are caught like playing copyright music live, dude. So Twitch is actively watching their partners.
So does that mean now if your contract runs out, you can't monetize your channel?
Not at all, bro. If your contract runs out, you lose your partnership label and you become an affiliate. You drop.
Oh, okay. So it's not also contract running out is not your entire monetization scheme stopping. It's just the label as a partner has ended, and if you don't renew it, you're going to drop down to an affiliate.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, becoming a Twitch partner comes with so many benefits as well. So you're also losing out on that if you do mess up your partnership.
So basically, Moist Critical is saying that he doesn't care about being a partner. He's happy to become an affiliate and have the freedom to do more things.
100%, yeah.
But then a name as big as him, aren't they going to monitor what he does still?
So here's the funny thing, right? Twitch has lost quite a lot of its titans, I guess you could say. They lost Valkyrie, who went to YouTube. They lost who else is pretty big? Yeah, they lost
Ludwig.
Yeah, they lost Ludwig, they lost Valkyrie, they lost Dr.
Saikuno.
Saikuno, Tim the Tat Man.
So, wait, when you say they lost these people, do you mean they lost them as partners, or these people completely left the platform?
Completely left.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Twitch nowadays, look, the moment people do like say that they want to quit, Twitch doesn't really bat an eyelid, to be honest. There are some who Twitch will literally bend over backwards to keep on their sites, Amaranth being one of them. Amaranth has broken terms of service so many damn times to a point where Twitch is like, okay, we can't lose her, so let's just amend the terms of service. You know, so yeah, it's really hectic. And before September last year, they had the 70-30 split for partners, right? And now for everyone on the platform, it's 50-50. So that's why you're starting to see people leave to Kick. You're starting to see people leave to YouTube.
Okay, so the 50-50 was if you're not a partner, you have the 50-50. So now he's basically saying, well, with a 50-50 partner affiliate, no difference. Let me just level down to the one where it's not as regulated.
Exactly.
Okay, I get it. Thank you.
Yeah, aware. So now that they're going to, because the 50-50 splits was already like some other type of bullshit, but now to say that the sponsored streams are really going to start taking over, because where I'm seeing it on a personal side, having been in the, you know, content creator community and everything, at the end of the day, what really matters, right, in terms of like our streaming and everything, right, is the stats that come with it, because those stats are what we send to sponsors, to sponsorships, as well as labels and brands. And it's on that, you know, if now you somehow land a very huge sponsor and they're out here funding you completely, right? And yes, again, like they said, Twitch is obviously going to be taking some of that cut as well. It's bullshit, because you have a contract with that sponsor. So all of it that sponsor is giving and those gifted subs should actually just come straight to you. Now, if I was still a part of the brand, I would ask them that, look, instead of gifting subscriptions, just pay me that money. The whole sponsored stream thing is dumb to me, because that's just like Twitch saying, look, if you are, you know, affiliated with like Logitech or someone, right, we will put you on the front page of Twitch, you know, on the landing page. And it's like, cool, nice, cool. I'll get recognition for that. Nice. Yes, but we're still going to take 50% of whoever your brand is. We don't know who they are. We don't care. Whatever it is that they gift, we're taking it. Like, that's some bullshit, dude, because Twitch doesn't have a contract with them. Twitch isn't affiliated with them. I worked my ass off to get all these stats and everything so I can get a sponsor. And now Twitch wants a cut of that. Nah, it's some bullshit, bro.
There, I agree with you, because it could have been they could have done it as a way to alleviate the 50-50 thing of, okay, we understand we're taking more out of you, but because we're taking more out of you, we're adding company sponsors to counterbalance what we're doing.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, because obviously now what's basically happening is Moist is going to be one of the big streamers again that's also going to leave Twitch this year. And since September, dude, Twitch has just been seeing a lot of big people starting to leave, actively even. We also saw the likes of Pokimane saying that she was going to take a break from streaming. We're still not sure yet if she's just going to leave the platform altogether, you know, but she is also one of the big dogs up there, you know, that Twitch is really trying to keep on their platform. But otherwise, as Kick continues to emerge as a genuine competitor to Twitch, with names like GM Hikaru opting to stream on the site amid the launch of the site's mobile app last month, let us now start to see the downfall of Twitch. And yeah, that is my piece.
I think it makes an interesting situation, and I want to hear you guys' take, where with these big Twitch streamers leaving, naturally, it creates a gulf. And people come in to fill out the gulf. So do you guys think with these guys shifting, somebody new is going to come in and fill out the gulf who wouldn't have had a chance previously? Or do you think, no, these shifts are so massive that it doesn't matter who comes in to fill the gulf, people will be leaving Twitch to go join these other people wherever they are streaming on?
See, my thing is, right, yes, there will always be a competitor that's going to come fill a certain void that happens, right? for example, it was saying that Kick actually existed quite a while ago. It's just they had not advertised anything, they had not signed anyone, no one really knew about it. You know, those who were like quote unquote nobodies already knew Kick or were probably already on it, you know, before people like started getting real clout about it, you know, like figuring it out. So for me, it's to say that what I don't like, right, is to say that people are bandwagoning very easily. Like it's to say that the people now that I do know who are still streaming on Twitch, right, you guys will not actually be attacked by Twitch, so to speak. I don't think the only problems I've seen in the ZA community for content creators whereby, you know, Twitch has fucked up something is the fact that we don't have local servers, so we always have to use relays. I don't know why Twitch doesn't really recognize us then yet. Two, it's to say that we even have South African partners, Twitch partners, you know, so it's like, how is Twitch still not recognizing us for this need of, you know, servers and better stability on our streams? It's also to say that we randomly just disconnect sometimes because Twitch's servers will pick up that we're using relays, kick us out or time us out, and now we have to switch to a new relay that's not yet kicked out. It's very frustrating. So I would understand if people started moving away from Twitch because of that, but what I'm starting to notice is ever since the discussion of Kick and, you know, all of this and stuff, people were hating on Kick at the very first start because it was affiliated with Aiden Ross. Now GM Hikaru signs up and a whole lot of other big streamers are starting to move towards Kick, and now everyone's just like going there as well. That is just what I hate. It's because it's just like, come on guys, like besides all those network connectivity issues and all that type of shit, what has Twitch really done to you? I'm not advocating for Twitch. I don't care if they succeed or fail in life, right? But it's just to say that for people who are clearly, you know, fine on the platform, now it just looks like y'all are just chasing the next bag, or it looks like you guys are probably trying to go to somewhere because what people don't understand, sorry, I'll cut it short after this. What people don't understand is every time you switch a new platform, you're essentially messing up your own stats. You can build an entire community and following on Twitch that you worked on for years, and you're just gonna jump to Kick because you think it sounds nice. Do you realize that that's gonna pretty much delay, if not dampen, or completely halve your entire efforts? You better show hope that now I'm speaking to those of you who are not who are signed to a label, partnership, or sponsor. Don't make this jump so quick if you do not understand whether or not your community is going to follow to the new platform. Take this from someone who moved from Twitch to YouTube in the midst of his, and I was struggling with stats, bro. I was struggling because I was like, I told my whole community, I was like, guys, we're going to be moving to YouTube. We're going to be moving to YouTube like weeks upon weeks in my streams. And I'm expecting like the same amounts for people to follow through because I thought, you know, you made it clear and everything. But now the moment you move, bro, wow, it is so telling. But yeah, sorry.
I agree with you, but I also think part of the issue is the grass is much greener on the other side, or / early bird gets the worm. I think some of these people are jumping ship is they're scared that Kick is going to become a bigger thing. So they want to jump on early where attention is magnified on the platform so that they can get some of that attention as people who are there at the beginning or during the rise. It's kind of like, you know, when a new game comes out, everybody is talking about that new game because it's hot on keyword searches and things like that. Like everybody's typing in that word. So people want to be partaking in that topic so they can get some of that attention over. So I think it's the same with people jumping onto Kick, where some of them are struggling on Twitch and they're saying, hey, maybe if I switch platform and bank in early, this might pay off, as you know, opposed to coming in late. Like coming into Twitch now, you've got all of these juggernaut partners who you have to contend with, whereas Kick is not established yet, so you might be able to, you know, put your footprint on it.
Look, I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just making sure people understand what is likely to happen if they suddenly just up and switch. I'm talking to those whose rent, car note, and all that shit is really dependent just on their streaming career. Because I've seen many tweets go up and forth, on Twitter saying, "Oh, Twitch, took a really big cut. I'm not going to be able to make rent this month." Then they stream more than usual, doing sub giveaways or putting a 20% off on their subscriptions, just so they can draw more subs coming in and everything. And I'm just like, you see, you guys are going to be thirsty for even more cash because, dude, Kick right now is putting all of their money into big streamers, trying to get them to move across. To the small streamers, I don't even know what the cut is. I'll probably have to do some more reading on what Kick's cut is, in terms of split revenue. But do they even have advert? Do they even have ad revenue yet? Or do they have a good standby with ad revenue? Because Twitch is, obviously using a lot of Amazon's backing up of ads, 100%. So what is Kick using? You know what I'm saying?
Kick reminds me of when Facebook was trying to get everybody over and they were signing people like Ninja and whatnot, and that did not go as great as they were hoping it would have.
You see,
was it Facebook or Microsoft?
No, it was Mixer.
Yeah, wasn't that under Microsoft?
Yes, it's under Microsoft. Yeah, it's under Microsoft.
Yeah, so there's all of that. So yeah, no, like you said, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
And you need to be able to weigh your gamble or your wager.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, guys. Honestly, just warning you, just before you move to any other platform, just really consider all of that. Chill. That's me.
All right. Thanks for that, Tommy and Maxwell, for that conversation. I think I'm next up, right? Tommy, you're done, right?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Now, let's move on to Tommy. I think I'm about to mention a name that I don't think you've heard of in a long time. Does the name IndieFoxx ring a bell?
Oh, I know that. Yeah, I saw that. Okay.
So for those who don't know, IndieFoxx was an ASMR just chatting streamer in the vein of Amaranth. But in 2021, she was banned after a quote-unquote wardrobe malfunction. And we all assumed that this was a permanent ban because she had been banned a number of times before this. So we all assumed it was a permanent ban. But ever since then, she's rebranded to the name JenFoxx Uwu, and she's done a podcast and she's done other things. But surprisingly, recently, Twitch came out and said, nope, she's unbanned. After a year and 9 months. 1 year and 9 months. Twitch is like, nope, she's unbanned. And this is what she had to say. And I quote, "I'm literally crying right now. Holy smokes, Twitch unbanned me. Thank you, Twitch, for the opportunity. I promised I wouldn't mess this up. I'm literally shaking right now. My heart is pounding so hard. I'm so grateful." So yeah, we'll see what happens. And it's going to be interesting. Her Twitch name is still IndieFoxx, I think, but she's calling herself JenFoxx Uwu now. So I don't know what's going to happen. She's going to change her Twitch or what. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that situation. And that is it for my Twitch YouTuber news. Any last Twitch YouTuber news, Tommy Maxwell?
Nah. I'm good, bro.
Okay, then. Moving on to the eSports news. Tommy, I know you've got one that I also saw recently that, even though I'm not a League fan, that's big news to me even. So hit us up.
Yeah, what kills me is that this happened yesterday. This
on the 7th
insane.
Of April.
Dude, on the 7th. Okay, so shit, yeah, this is actually probably just going to be for the League of Legends players. But Bjergsen reveals that he is leaving League and esports as a whole in a very shocking announcement that he posted yesterday. So I first saw the tweet, right? Watched the entire video, completely understand where he's coming from. It's amazing that he's still doing this so young, because he's younger than all three of us, so it's still amazing. So for those of you who don't know who he is, Bjergsen, which I don't actually think is his name, I forget what his actual full name is, but Soren Bjerg, yes. So Bjergsen was League of Legends child prodigy. He's known as the child prodigy. Reason being is because professional teams as well as actual professional players started realizing who Bjergsen truly was in League of Legends before he was 16 years old. Because to be in League of Legends championships, you have to be older than 16. So already TSM, which was Team Solomid, were the first team to sign him, you know, and granted they signed him still while he was too young, but just so that he could start already getting the experience that he needed of being in an esports team. He would scrim with the team. Scrim is basically practice matches, you know, the team will verse each other, much like, you know, when you're playing soccer or when you're practicing, you know, at school and it's just you and your team and you guys half the team, some go bibs, some don't, you know. Yeah, so anyways, already they started seeing that he should be in the first roster. He should be off the bench and just put in, but they had to wait until he turned 16. As soon as he did that, he was their mid laner for League of Legends in their roster, and since then he has just become a legend and an icon in League of Legends. So he eventually ascended to becoming League of Legends I don't think it was manager or CEO. I think it was partner. He partnered with the company, with the actual organization. Eventually, you know, TSM started taking a whole lot of hits and everything, losing in certain championships. So he wanted to divert his attention and his skill set elsewhere, to when he then joined 100 Thieves. He then joined 100 Thieves and also actually went back into esports, because once he was running TSM, he took a step back to try run the company and then left 200 Thieves to go play esports again. He wanted to get back into the whole, you know, feel and rush of it. But yeah, on the 7th of April, he then shocked everyone by announcing that he is leaving esports as a whole. So this will mark the end of his 11-year professional career. So then if he started at 16, he's 27. During which he played for 3 teams in the LCS, in the League Championship Series, and won 3 LCS MVP awards. So he's now retired from playing. Once before in 2020, when he first decided, you know, to step back and then coach the team within TSM. But this time he is leaving League of Legends as a whole. Now, obviously we were all shocked about his announcement, but as I say, please go watch the video. It will be in the link in the description below. But yeah, what I can give you guys as a TLDR was a lot of stuff that I said, you know, made sense to what he said. Was basically, you know, you can play a game daily, right? But it's when you actually have to start making money for it, or, you know, it becomes your everyday agenda, that it makes it so difficult to even enjoy other games, because you just don't have time to play those other games. The time that you could be playing other games, you should be putting into refining your skill on the actual game that you're paid to play, as well as pretty much dependent on to win championships for your organization and your team. You know, so he was like basically saying how, in a sense, that kind of killed his drive for not just League of Legends, but gaming as a whole. Yes, Max?
Yeah, let me ask you guys a very interesting question. Just quick answers. You don't need to get into the nitty gritty of your answer. But basically, I heard this quote where, okay, you've heard the quote of, make a living off of something you love. That way you're never actually working a day in your life, right?
Yes.
Well, I've heard a businessman, a millionaire, who disagrees with that statement, saying he would rather make a living off of something that he doesn't enjoy, because when you, like what this player is feeling, that when it's something you love, now it's become a job. It's not anymore something you love or things like that. Now that expectations and stress is attached to it, and he doesn't enjoy that, way he feels, keep that to the side. That way, when you finish your work, you can turn to that as your recreation and enjoy yourself. So where do you guys stand on that stuff? Like, do you think people should make a living off of something they love, or should avoid making a living on something they love?
For me, it's avoid it. There's a reason certain things are called hobbies and not jobs. There's a reason the word chore exists, right? No one enjoys a chore. But usually with trolls, there is something that gets out of it. A troll usually sometimes comes with a reward. Okay, doing a task comes with a reward. Now, yes, if you could get paid to do your hobby, sure, that is nice. But another thing about hobbies is that hobbies you can do whenever the flip you feel. A task, a chore, a job, you have to really put in time and actually dedicate to a certain regime and schedule. To me, that's what kills the passion of the hobby. Kojo?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Tommy just said. I think it's healthy to have a job and then have your hobbies separate. And if you can make money off of your hobby, sure, but still keep it as a hobby. Like, don't turn it into,
That's quite interesting, because I'm the opposite of you guys, where I know what you're saying and I agree with the logic of what you're saying, but for me it's just, even if my hobby turns into a chore, it turns into a source of stress, or it's irritating, I would still rather do something which I enjoyed, because in the meantime I can always adopt a new hobby, or I have multiple other hobbies where the thing I enjoyed, I don't enjoy it the same way, but there's still other things that I enjoy on the side which can distract me from that other thing. Because I also look at it of a way of, my argument is there's certain things I do where if I was not being paid to do them at all, would I still do them? And the answer is yes. So it's like, why not just get paid doing them? But I hear you guys.
Oh wait, and yeah, that's my piece.
Right. Thank you for that, Tommy. Esports news, I just have a few things. First of all, the CDL, or Call of Duty League, they announced that they're now going to be broadcasting on both YouTube and Twitch. They moved to Twitch and they saw a huge spike in viewership. But now they've announced they're going to be streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and it's been met with widespread applause. Scump, who we spoke about him retiring episodes ago, the king of professional Call of Duty, the most recognizable face in Call of Duty, he came out and said this is a big W. A lot of players and fans also come out and say this is big. It's big for the CDL. So starting on April 7th, they're now going to be streaming on both platforms. So I think it's actually a good thing, because for some people YouTube works better than Twitch. Like for me personally, Twitch for me stutters here and there, but YouTube is relatively smooth. So if I want to watch the CDL, which I do from time to time, I think watching it live on YouTube is just a good
question.
It's a good option. Yeah.
You're saying that they started on Twitch, right?
They used to stream on both. I forgot, because I remember I was able to watch some of it on YouTube, but then they moved to Twitch exclusively, as far as I can understand.
Okay, because reason I'm saying that, right? I'm actually just trying to see now if like the CDL is actually partnered, and they are. You see, now this is interesting to me because it ties back to what I was discussing, with everyone now really not giving a shit about Twitch's contract and partnership rule about multi-streaming, or being exclusive. So I'm really kind of like interested to see how Twitch is going to take this now that Hard is now moving over and doing things in both areas. If they don't ban such a big company like this, it really says a lot about how Twitch views us as content creators. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. Good input. So the end of, they had a 3-year exclusivity deal with no wait, I think it's so confusing. I think they had it. Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. So they were streaming exclusively on YouTube, not Twitch, and then they switched over to making it dual now. So yeah, I got my wires crossed. Sorry.
Nah, all good. I'm still gonna see if they actually get partnered. If they get partnered on Twitch, there's something really wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big dub for people. So yeah. Now moving on. Guess what I'm about to talk about?
Not FaZe.
Unfortunately, it is.
Oh
FaZe.
yes,
Okay.
yes, that did happen.
Okay.
So, a member of the board of the FaZe Clan board of directors has left. His name is Calvin Broders Jr. Anybody know who Calvin Broders Jr. is?
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Oh,
man
God.
has announced that he is out, effective immediately. And this is what the statement from
Guys,
FaZe said.
we saw this coming. I'm amped about this because didn't we predict this last week?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
Somewhat.
we did.
So, yeah, this is what FaZe had to say. Mr. Broders' resignation was not the result of any disagreement with the company or any of its subsidiaries. Our relationship with Snoop remains positive as we will continue a multi-year collaboration agreement between Snoop and FaZe. The FaZe Holdings Inc. Board of Directors will continue with 9 members. Please visit our website as investors.fazeclan.com for more information. Now, they still have FaZe, still has partnerships with a bunch of other people like Lil Yachty, LeBron James Jr. and other people. But is Snoop Dogg leaving? Is it a sign that, maybe he's seen that FaZe Clan is going downhill? I don't know. That's up for you guys to decide. I'll plead the fifth on that one. But what do you guys think?
Oh, it definitely is a sign.
Look,
And didn't LeBron James Jr. convince his dad to invest into the company?
I'm not too sure. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case.
for me, it's to say that, like, I don't necessarily think Snoop even knows about it. It was probably, his team who said, "Dog, it's best you leave now before, these guys really get hella poor." Then they look towards the richest people in their board for money. Maybe, because I'll be honest. Like, there was a time where Snoop had arrived somewhere. I can't remember for what. And he was like attending, eSports or gamer meeting or whatever. And like, man actually did not know why he was actually there. Like, why he was in the country to actually go attend that meeting for. He just knew he had to be there. So I'm like, I don't think he knows that the reason as to why he's leaving. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it is going to be interesting seeing what happens to FaZe moving forward. If more people are going to jump ship, or if they're going to keep quote unquote going strong as they feel like they are. But yeah, that is it for my esports news. Max, anything?
Nah, rarely ever do.
No, do you have anything to add to the FaZe Clan thing?
Nope.
Okie dokie. Now we move on to the discussion period. Anybody have anything to discuss?
Yes.
Okay. Tammy, you?
Yeah, I do, but it was towards something someone said earlier. I'll remember. Max, go first.
All right. So my discussion is building on the Ada Wong situation. I want to talk about toxic fandom. Where does one draw the line with fan criticism? So I am for audiences being able to voice themselves and be heard, but the loudest and strongest voice fans have is with their wallet, which has its own caveats. The biggest being that good sellers don't necessarily need to listen once you've spent the money, and that there are ways to hide details that might upset fans until they inevitably spend their money and only find out details after the fact. So post-purchase reactions become a powerful tool after money has been spent. Whether that post-purchase reaction comes in the form of review bombing, criticizing developers on social media, or so on. Outside of some people just being assholes, I get why toxic backlash happens. As I've said, people have so little avenues to express their grievances and legitimately be heard, which spurs or necessitates extreme reactions. However, is it possible to have fan criticism without it getting toxic? In the sense of, do you think audiences would be taken seriously if they weren't toxic? Have there been instances where audiences were heard and nothing extreme had to be done by them to be heard? Or can we label it as a necessary evil? Mind you, this stuff isn't unique to gaming, but it is in every entertainment industry. So what do you guys think about toxic fandom, how to tackle it, and its place in everything? Does it have a place or not?
So I want to use this with regards to something that League of Legends once had, where it was called the Tribunal. Now in the tribunal, if people are then banned, for whatever offense that they did in the game, it was to the people to decide whether that person was allowed their account back, to be unbanned, or if they should face even more of a, punishment. So it was interesting when eventually the tribunal faded away, because then it came to a point where Riot probably just took matters into their own hand, because some people are very, very brutal with their punishments. Like, what is the thing that Americans usually say? Has the court of opinion, something
Court of public opinion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you see, like, that type of stuff. Because it's also to say that, dude, the ones who really can shut down an entire company are the public. The private sector keeps companies going. Money keeps companies going. So that is why companies will tend to listen to them more than the public, because all the public sometimes does is seek to destroy. Now, of course, within that public, there are those who actually do care for the right part of it, but majority always go for against. So I don't know, man. Like, for me, companies should listen to fuck. I don't know, bro. Either one has the power to destroy a company. I guess they'll go towards the people of money, because with the money, they can obviously boost themselves up if there's need to, or be saved financially if things fail. Yeah.
To be honest, I don't know if there's a solution to this issue. There'll always be people who push the envelope too far, no matter the issue. I'm trying to think of a situation where it hasn't been the case, and it's not video game fully, but it's video game adjacent. And I could be wrong, but as far as I can remember, this is regarding the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie, where they unveiled Sonic's appearance, and it just wasn't good. As far as I remember, there was backlash, but that backlash didn't turn into death threats and vitriol. As far as I could remember, it was just
and
backlash.
It wasn't targeted to anyone specific.
Yeah, it wasn't. People saying, "Oh, F you," the director of the company is like, "I'm gonna find your family, I'm gonna dox you," that kind of stuff. It was just people saying, "This is nonsense, fix it." And they listened and they fixed it, and we got a brilliant looking Sonic. So, in terms of in the gaming industry itself, it's always every example I can think of just always goes to toxicity and people pushing it too far. So I don't know if there's a solution for that. I don't know. People are saying, "Oh, find their IP address," and things like that.
Okay, could we possibly highlight a difference with that Sonic example? Because I could be wrong here, but I'm identifying a difference in the sense that with a Sonic situation is you're seeing something you don't like before it has happened. Whereas with gaming, more often than not, it's after you've spent the money. And I think a major problem with human beings is once you've spent money on something, you feel entitled to a certain level of service. So if you spent money on a game and it doesn't live up to your standards, whether that's right or wrong, you feel aggrieved by it. Whereas if it's something you're seeing before you spent your money, you can be saying like, nah, please don't do this. You're gonna ruin it.
No, true.
For me, I would say my perfect. Oh, sorry, Kojo. Yeah.
No, I was just saying it's true. But it makes sense. Yeah.
For Max, your case, right? I would have to say that the most recent example of this that's actually kind of perfect is Diablo 4. When Blizzard initially, they kept telling us, the next Diablo game is going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. Everyone's like, oh, Diablo 4 is coming. Oh my gosh, we've been waiting for so long for this. And then then there was a time where when they then announced or surprised us with Diablo Immortal, right? And people are even saying like, this has to be a joke. This has to be, a late April Fool's joke. They said it in front of the developer's face while they were still on stage. I
remember that. That was a good time.
You see, it's to say that to me is the perfect example as well, like the Sonic thing, whereby they heard what people were saying and not even just the money people. They actually heard the public's opinion, and they're like, you know what? Let's actually just make a good game for once. And the amount of people, look, besides, Diablo 4 being a game that we really, like, we were given way more than we expected. It's to the point where, like, people even crying because of how well the character customization is. People just like, oh my gosh, this represents my body type. This represents me.
Yeah, dude, that character customization starting to out. But you can actually create a character with vitiligo. I've only ever seen a character that I've only ever seen one other game that did, and that was the Outer Worlds. But yeah, continue, Tommy. Sorry.
Exactly. So they really listened to people. So it really worked well in their favor. Now, where some games did not work well in their favor, regardless that the company listened, they listened, but they did not hear. So that's the problem. Is Anthem. Many people kept saying, look, this is the easiest way to just fix your game. Anthem really tried, but they just sucked at it, because to this day it is still not even like back. Cyberpunk, yeah.
You know what makes me bitter about Anthem?
Yeah. What?
Normally when these games are announced, I can tell from a meter, 100 meters away, a mile away, thousands of kilometers away, that this game is going to tank. And I've yet to be wrong of my first impressions when I see these type of games. I look at them like, nah, it's not going to work well. And it goes as I thought it is. Anthem was the first game I decided to give a chance. The first game where I got bought into it. When it was first announced and released, I was like, nah, this looks dodgy app. I don't trust it. But the more I saw of it, the more I got into it. I was like, you know what? I think this game is going to be sick. Only for it to come out in the state that it came out, and I felt so stupid with myself. I was like, this is why I don't give these corporations a chance. Like, oh my goodness, I was so annoyed. I was angry with myself mostly, because I don't give these companies a chance. The one moment I stupidly did, and EA of all people. Was it EA?
Yeah, it was. No,
yes, it was.
After that, I was just like, nah, it's better to be critical than optimistic.
Exactly. And then you see, back on the notes about the whole thing of whether or not you should have more of a say if you've already pre-purchased the game, versus not. Fam, I will forever argue with people who pre-order things. If you pre-order something and it turns out to be trash, how many pre-orders is it going to take for you to learn your lesson? You feel me?
Yeah, no, that's true. We've reached a period where pre-ordering games is not the right move. And also, like you said, if you're an individual who does pre-order games, you're one of the minorities of, even if this game comes out doo-doo, because your mindset was so already fixated on this is going to be a great experience, you're not going to accept that it's a bad game. You're going to fixate and say, no, it really wasn't that bad, until maybe years later where you look back and be like, okay, I admit it wasn't that great. Like, I remember Halo Infinite, when it was first announced and we got the Craig memes. There were guys, YouTubers, who were like, no, it looks so awesome, and all of this other stuff, where they were adamant, and people are like, are you retarded? That looks worse than Halo 3, which we got several years ago, 2-3 platforms ago, and you're trying to defend this thing. Like, shove your head out of your ass and be serious, be frank for once. So yeah, people who pre-order, you can't trust their judgment, because they're already fixated and they already made up their mind. And yeah, Kojo even says it himself, that in this day and age, you cannot be pre-ordering stuff, because games are going to come out in a rough patch. They're going to need patches. They're going to do something grievous, which the developers are going to apologize for. Better just wait for it to release, see how it reviews, see how early adopters feel about the game, and then purchase it if you're digging reactions.
Exactly. But yeah, that's just my piece, man.
Righty.
All right. Is that everyone's final opinion on the topic?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. That was a good discussion, guys. Thanks for that. Now, Tommy, you said you had something to discuss.
Yeah, so I tried to remember what it was based on, but I completely forgot. I think it was something Max had said. I can't remember.
All right, no worries. All right, now moving on to the news blitz. Maxwell, what's up?
Alrighty, let me get into it. So, if you're a God of War fan and always wondered what the lyrics meant in Bear McCready's theme, well, you can find out now as he's released a blog post highlighting what the Old Norse words are about. And then on other news, some may know about emulation on the Xbox console. Microsoft have recently blocked it on the Series S/X for retail consoles. You can still emulate if you pay for the console's dev mode, and the reasons for the block are currently unclear, but it is believed that it's due to pressure from Nintendo because of all the type of stuff you could emulate. That you could emulate Nintendo games, emulate Sony games. It was crazy. If you want to hear more about this story or about console emulation, I would recommend checking out Modern Vintage Gamer's YouTube channel. He does amazing things, is very knowledgeable in this area, and he covers this story in depth. Lastly, last year there was a YouTuber who put out a $10,000 reward for anyone who could mod Zelda Breath of the Wild to run multiplayer. 2 people managed to do this and got paid for their efforts by the YouTuber, and the YouTuber went on to release the mod to the public over Discord so others can enjoy it too. Well, this caught the eye of Nintendo, and they certainly weren't enjoying it as they've copyright struck the YouTuber's channel. This is a reminder that you can create and monetize Nintendo content, but if you do anything they dislike, they can and will put down the hammer on you quick. And that's it for the News Blitz.
Yeah, look, Nintendo is one of the most litigious companies ever. I remember there was a time where you couldn't make content on their games and stuff. I remember Angry Joe back in 2017 when Breath of the Wild came out. I think he had to like mirror the footage, like swap it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Like what people do when they're showing clips from a movie.
Yeah, he had to do that so Nintendo wouldn't show up, and then later on Nintendo calmed down. And people were like, "Oh, this is not Nintendo of America. Like Nintendo of America, they get it, but this is the boomers over at Nintendo Japan who don't understand what's going on." But that's a different topic other than emulation. The emulation makes sense, blah blah blah. But the modding of the multiplayer, I saw it as well, and I'm like, did he think he was really going to get away with this? Like that was my opinion. But yeah. But yeah, that's it from my 2 cents. Tommy, any news blitzy stuff?
No, don't have anything.
Okay, alrighty then. Now that is it for the show. Thanks for joining us. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow for more. Whichever is applicable to your preferred platform, we make sure we're everywhere. Otherwise, if you have any comments, suggestions, or just want to say hi, you can do so on Twitter or in the comment section. That is it for this week. We'll catch you again next week. Be good, stay healthy, and join us again for more gaming tidbits. This has been X to Skip. I've been your host, Kid Kojo, with me, Maxwell, and Thamziri. See you all in the next one.
Peace out.